not interacting. Just let him not. And that's the tournament.
The year is 2022, and a player named Ober just defeated the current #1 player in Smash Bros. In Chicago. But just 3 years ago, Ober wasn't even recognized as a rising talent in Smash. So how did we get here? Well, last week I invited Ober to our live stream, and he did a bit of a TED Talk explaining how he did it and how to get good at Smash.
So how this translates to improvement is you can basically imagine improving along that bell curve as like an inchworm.
Ober's lecture was quite an experience, but I'm gonna repackage it in a way it's a little bit easier to watch on YouTube, but the whole thing's really great, so I'll link down to it in the description below. So the first concept that Ober brings up is how improvement comes from two different sides. Improving your strengths. This is kind of like your A game, which is when you're totally dialed in and playing as good as you possibly can. And improving your weaknesses, aka what we call like our C game. These are times when we're not playing great, we're unconfident, and we're making mistakes that we shouldn't be, and so forth. Playing our best is a moving target because it always kind of changes on how experienced you are in the game. However, your C game, basically when you're playing a 5 out of 10, has way more potential for overall improvement because when you raise your floor, your ceiling becomes way, way higher. So we really should be thinking about improving our C game, or our baseline, and our autopilot style kind of gameplay. And there are a couple of mistakes people make with this. First is ignoring your weaknesses. You might already know the kind of stuff you're not that great at, and if you don't, or if you feel like you're just perfect, I promise you that you do have weaknesses, because I was just like that. Feel free to ask a more experienced player to watch your play, and they'll happily tell you all the things that you're just not that great at. Mistake number 2, stop comparing your worst moments of gameplay to your best moments in Smash. Spare your confidence because this is a really silly comparison to make. Instead, compare your most recent poor performance to your all-time worst performance. Then you'll recognize how far you've actually improved. The second part of Ober's talk was this 5-part cycle. Prepare, perform, results, evaluation, and analysis. I think that abbreviates to PPRAY, so that's how we'll refer to it going forward. So preparing is as simple as, say, like listening to your favorite song, reviewing a list of things that you've screwed up before, remembering your plan to deal with negative thoughts and emotions, taking a deep breath, meditating, and just visualize yourself being successful. Performing. If you didn't prepare in the step before, that first 5 to 10, 15 minutes of your tournament play will be your preparation, and let's be honest, that's a lot of time to be spending preparing given how fast Smash games are. Don't overthink this, just be present, focused, and know that you've prepared as much as you can for this moment. Results. So this is the immediate outcome of a game or match. This is like your win rate, but also the qualitative stuff, like how well you've played, how focused you were, and how you improved your weaknesses. You should try to record this or write this down in some way. Evaluation. Now see if you really accomplished what you're trying to do in your preparation. Review how you did in those areas that you're trying to improve in. Figure out if you got unlucky or these situations were out of your control. Luck is a thing in Smash sometimes, so don't be told otherwise. And then write down what you want to look at again later. Lastly, watch your past gameplay footage. This is so painful, but you have to do it. If it was on Slippy, there is an easy way to rewatch your matches anytime you want. So, pick out specific situations. Find a video of a pro and compare it to see how they handled it. Talk and ask other players to see how they would handle certain situations, study from people you lose to regularly, and make a game plan for next time. And ultimately, you need to do this regularly. Ideally every day, but at least as often as you compete. Yeah, so this was a really eye-opening presentation for me, and I just had to share it with you. This applies to any Smash game, any fighting game, or any kind of performance really. So often it's better to just shore up your C game, because at the end of the day, that's gonna be what keeps you from growing and holding you back. If you want more resources like this, please check out Ober's links in the description, and he has a Patreon if you're interested in one-on-one training. But until next time, I'm Cadence, and I'll be live later this week on Twitch for a beginner Smash tournament I host every Thursday.